Recently, my trading friends have been asking me, Mike, you need to go ahead and check out Lucid because they have one rule that is different than any other prop firm out there. Stay tuned to the end to learn what that one rule is. But let's come over and take a look real quick because right now I have 5 50K Lucid Flex accounts. So this is going to be the account that I'm actually talking about. Lucid has the Lucid Pro, the Lucid Flex, and the Lucid Direct accounts. Now, if you want to check out Lucid right now, link in the description box down below. Use code Mike at checkout. You can get this account for only $78. But let's look at some of the highlights. Pretty standard profit target, $3,000. Max loss limit, $2,000. And every trader's favorite type of drawdown is the end of the day trailing drawdown. Now, there is a consistency rule, at least in the evaluation phase, and that is 50%. So it's going to take you a minimum of 2 days in order to pass the evaluation. However, one of the highlights that I really like about this plan is there is 0 activation fee and there is no daily loss limit. Then once you are funded, there is no consistency rule. Very similar to what we see with Take Profit Trader, which we all know has the #1 payout policy. Now, one of the downsides that traders may not like is in this account, you only can trade 4 minis or 40 micros. And I got to tell you guys, in all reality, that is plenty of contracts. But let's come right up here to the FAQ. Let's look at some of the rules. We're going to click right here where it says Lucid Flex. Now, there's going to be a couple different categories we need to look at, actually 6 in total. If we look at Lucid Flex evaluation account, we can see right here, here's the different account sizes. And this shows us the profit target, the max loss, talks about the consistency rule. Now, something that is different than a lot of other prop firms out there, and this is not the one rule that I'm going to talk about in the end, but real-time activation. So as soon as you pass the evaluation, you don't have to wait till 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, once the market closes. Automatically, within 5 to 30 minutes of hitting that, you will automatically be moved into a SIM-funded account. Now, there is no activation fee like we talked about before, no DLL rule, Lucid Flex evaluation, 50% consistency, has cushion built in so you can pass in 2 days. And let's talk about what that cushion is real quick, because if we look right over here and we look at the consistency percentages, when you come on down here, it basically talks about there's a 50% consistency rule in the evaluation phase. But let's talk about the cushion real quick. As they said, there's a cushion built in. Remember, they said you can pass in a minimum of 2 days. And since we have a $3,000 profit target, no one day can be more than 50%. So essentially, each day would have to be $1,500 on the button, but not with Lucid, because they give you a cushion where you can make up to $1,530 and still be considered within that 50% consistency rule. This is going to be good for those of you that like to pass in the minimum amount of days. Now, if we look at the Lucid Flex funded accounts, we click right on there and let's look over this real quick. Now, maximum loss limit is going to be $2,000 in that 50K account. No daily loss limit. Scaling plan. That's something you have to know about. There is a scaling plan that might be a negative to some of you guys, but those of you that have been following me on the live streams, you guys know I've only been trading micros in all of my prop accounts. So let's go ahead and take a look at what that scaling plan actually is. So I'm going to back out real quick. And right here where it says Lucid Scaling Flex Plan, and we scroll down here real quick, since we're dealing with a 50K account, once you get funded, you're only allowed to trade 2 minis or 20 micros until you have $1,000 or more profit. Between $1,000 and $1,999, you can trade 3 minis or 30 micros. And then above $2,000 and beyond, you can trade all 4 minis and 40 micros. So I think that's pretty easy to understand on the scaling rule. Let's look at real quick at the payouts. What requirements do we have to make in order to get a payout? Well, if we scroll down here real quick, let's look at some of the rules around the payout. Traders must earn at least a minimum required profit of 5 separate trading days during the payout cycle. So if you look at the 50K account, a payout day is going to count as $150 or more. Now, this is going to be net profit, not before commissions, not gross. This is going to be net profit. Now, when we look, the minimum a trader can take out is going to be $500. But something I think a lot of traders are going to really like about this is there is no buffer within this account. So a trader is able to take 50% of their total profit with a cap. So you can't take out more than $2,000 per payout, but you can take out 50% of your profit. So therefore, you don't have to worry about having a buffered balance. However, I personally think having a buffer is the better course of action, because the more of the buffer you have, the more drawdown the trader has available to them. Now, when we go back down here real quick and we look at the Lucid Flex drawdown, this is going to be pretty simple. In the 50K account, we have a maximum loss limit of $2,000. Now, once you request your first payout, or once you've made $2,100, it will lock right here and your drawdown will be stuck at $50,100. And at that point, you essentially have a static drawdown. So now let's go right back over to the homepage and look at what separates Lucid trading from other prop firms out there. If we scroll down here real quick, notice in the Lucid Flex account, and I think this is for all the accounts out there, but look, right now with the current sale, at $78, but look right after, it's a one-time payment. So if it takes you 3 months to pass this evaluation, you still only paid $78. There is no reoccurring monthly fee with this Lucid account, and I haven't seen any other prop firms have a similar offer into there. Maybe there's one out there, just not one that I've personally looked at myself. Now, let me know in the comment section down below, which of these Lucid Flex plans would you prefer to trade with? The 25K account, 50K account, 100K account, or the 150K account? And if you guys enjoyed today's video, make sure to smash the subscribe button down below and give the video a big thumbs up.